All right, one more game today, the third day of the Scrabble Players Championship. And for the first time in several rounds, we have a new first place player. Jackson Smiley hanging on to first place for a long time, but a run of a couple unfortunate games. And Josh Sokol now in first place at 16-4. Jackson one game behind him at 15-5. And Kevin Fraley third place at 14-6. That's the game we're going to bring you now. As Josh to play first, EIORRTZ. Not quite a bingo on this rack. And again, I think we're going to have an interesting decision for Josh. What do I do? How long do I play? Zit, Tiz make a lot of sense. EORT. Zori maybe a little bit longer, but I think the defensive merit alone of Tiz makes it a solid option here, as it has no hooks that I'm aware of. Well, it takes it back Z. I don't care about that. Okay, so no hooks that are reasonable.
Aren't you going to introduce me? Psst.
Nah, everybody knows who you are. You've been on here for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Noah Kalus with me, everybody. If you just joined the
Noah Kalus is here.
Yes.
Everybody, applause and all that.
To thunderous applause. Let's throw some emojis in that chat. Let's go.
There are not going to be any emojis.
I want emojis. Josh, did you just draw Solar Ray again? Except with the
Oh my god.
Okay, good. Thanks, Josh. And learn some other words. Why don't you? Did
be
Kevin
nice
just
to be close to the names of the commentators. So.
Kevin
oh my god, did we miss that? Yes,
Kevin
we did exchange.
15. I was so sure he was going to play it that I stopped doing commentary.
He's laughing, looking at the camera. He's got Solar Ray again. And he's got
oh, that's an S. That's not even a blank. It looked like a blank to me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Josh.
no, it looks like a blank to me as well.
Okay, fine, Josh. Learn some new words.
That's very funny. There he goes. And he's laughing. Maybe not Kevin not laughing as he draws no vowels from his exchange and a Q.
Yeah, this is what you get for missing Corvid, Kevin. No, but in all seriousness, this is going to be
well, no, we saw him draw into terrible tiles to begin last time and come back from it. So, you know.
Yeah, Kevin, but Jackson didn't bingo in that game. Josh already got one down on the board.
That's true, but I still am a believer in his resilience.
Yeah. So Kevin missing Corvid, which I think was pretty tough last turn. DG not the best leave, but 15 points. You gotta play it.
Putting it back again, keeping the R. Yeah. No, I mean.
No way. Kevin's exchanging again. Play Reicht. It's 26. What? Or play Dorky.
Yeah,
Set up the M. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Well, I mean, as Josh draws into both B's, but still, obviously, you couldn't know that. No, that's definitely interesting. No, we saw him do interesting, possibly unorthodox things last game as well. Playing ET rather than exchanging. ET's in the center of the board again. I think that's funny.
I'm not going to say anything about that play, but Josh has Cubebs, Cubebs to the S. He's also got it as a sick overlap, but I'm not going to give analysis on Kevin's first two plays. I think they're very poorly misplayed turns. There's a lot of to be said about stamina in Scrabble tournaments. This is the last game of 7 games and the third day of the tournament. It's a lot, and sometimes your brain kind of turns off, but definitely I think if Kevin had seen Reicht, seen Corvid, like those are plays you have to make.
But he's drawn into an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you can play Splendor next turn if Josh doesn't block it, I guess. But you have 0 points after 2 turns.
Cubeb's probably coming down, unfortunately, but
yeah, Cubebs will block that.
Club will not. I mean, listen, there's a lot of you can say a lot. You could say a lot about Kevin's possible mental state, but you know, it is a long day. That's true.
And, oh my goodness!
Possibly, is your fire alarm going off, dude? What the hell? Did your dog set off? Okay, well, it seems as though Matt's fire alarm's going off, so you'll be getting solo commentary from me for a little bit while he deals with that. I hope he's okay. I do not. I do not know. Anyways, jeez. As Cubebs is probably gonna come down by Josh. It's just too many points, and he has no idea. Carrie, yeah, okay. Matt's given a message. He says he has no idea what the fire alarm was. Of course, he's probably away from his computer at the moment, so. But anyways, Josh still deliberating here. Not really sure. I mean, he's got clubbed as well through the L, but he's gonna go with Cubebs. Yeah, it's pretty far and away the best play. It sets up some possible eights, but he shouldn't be all too worried about that, especially with the scoring of Solar Ray and now the scoring of Cubebs. And he's drawn 5 tiles too, with both blanks out. Um, it's just a whole lot of good for Josh, and Kevin has to be miffed at this point. Having exchanged twice, drawn into an 8, and has had that blocked now. Tough stuff for Kevin so far. He's got to decide which route to go here, as he's down a lot of points. As Cubebs was 36, Solar Ray was Solar Ray, however you want to say. Hey, was 62, and tis. So yeah, Kevin hasn't played a word yet. That's not. And Josh has played 3 words, and they've been relatively high scoring. So by my analysis, that's pretty good. Yeah, 124-0 apparently is the score. It's a typo of 24-0. He is up by a good amount more than that. But we'll have that fixed for you guys. As he draws into another W, Josh, and Kevin just tortured so tough at this point. I mean, do you try to keep a good lead or you play off tiles? For me personally, I try to play off a lot of tiles, because at this point in the game, it's just way, 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 even this early, just way, way, way in Josh's favor, that win probability percentage. So, you gotta get some increase. My play would be, increase the variance, do something, wacky and big, open the board. But I am not an expert player, so we'll see what he decides on. Deliberating a lot. But Kevin, the type of player he is, he might decide to go for a good leave again. The E is open, 2 E's, but one play will block the other, unfortunately. It's not super open beyond that in terms of bingos, but he does play simply POL. Scores pretty well. Unfortunately, Josh now has WoW below it, which is pretty pretty easy, and it comes down within a second. Wow. Bow wow. Yeah. And yeah, Josh just up tremendously now. It's that'll score 18 and 16, 34, 35, 39 points for WoW. Getting rid of both W's, an incredibly pleasant leave. Good amount of E's left. And Kevin drawing. But there's Kindar. Unfortunately, not a lot of places to play QI. In fact, no places to play QI. So Kevin just has to be just bang his head against the wall at this point in his brain.
Wait, sorry, I'm back now. Hey, Kevin, has he made
Yeah,
a
is
word
everything
yet? Has he made
okay,
a
by the
word, or has he
way?
just exchanged until he draws a bingo?
No, he did play a word. He played POL below Cubebs,
Oh,
to which
great. I missed
Josh
the
had a
action. Are you
response of,
kidding?
to wish Josh had a very timely response of wow, which scored 39 points, I think.
Okay,
Row
so
6 Kindar.
163.24.
Yes,
Okay.
that's going to come down pretty quickly. Yeah,
Kevin
missed
making a
that.
real word for the second consecutive game. Cool. Good, good,
All
good.
right, all right, all
All right,
right.
I'll stop now. I'll
But
stop.
he is giving himself a good lead in ER. And both blanks still out there. So honestly, not over for Kevin by any means, despite the huge score disparity early on in the game. And can you confirm to the chat that your house is not on fire currently?
Yeah, so I'm in a little apartment Airbnb building in Philly. We've got 5 units in here, and one of my upstairs neighbors is very, very 420 friendly, is what it seems. And I think he got maybe a little bit too 420 friendly there and set off the fire alarm in the building. So I just manually turned it off. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I don't know what the rules are, but I had to get back
I
to
feel
sleep.
like you can. I feel like you're permitted to do that. I feel like etiquette goes out the window once the fire alarm's going off. You just kind of got to do
Yeah.
what you got to do.
Fun
Yeah.
fact, the last time I ran
Well,
a
thanks,
Scrabble tournament,
Cesar.
the fire alarm went off at 4 a.m. in the venue hotel, and everybody was sad.
Yeah. And Kevin, after leaving himself ER, draws 2 more R's.
Kevin's
Uh,
gotta be like, can you get me off this freaking stream, man? I can't draw
can you
anything reasonable.
just what the hell's a fella to do, you know? I mean, and Josh, not with the greatest rack, but pretty dang good lead of 101 with and yet to play.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's gonna play GID underneath
Yeah,
Kindar.
he's gonna play
The score's
GID.
high.
Yeah,
If you
was
want to
just
play
gonna
equity,
say
technically you could play Degami, Degami, through the E in Solaret. That's a stupid play, and you shouldn't do that. But equity says it's
no.
actually number one.
Yeah, Gids. Oh no, he's going for what's he going for?
Mediad is the
Mediads.
same similar
Interesting.
version. It scores one more point, but
That's
holds GT over BT.
I
I
don't like
prefer
that.
Degami.
I don't like that at all. No.
Nah, I prefer
Especially
Degami.
yeah, either Dagame or Gids. Because
Importantly, Mediad
after
does
he
not.
draws 5 tiles, like he could easily just he could easily draw a lot of high scoring tiles
I
here
think what
as
he's
he
going
has.
for, Mediad does not take an S, so perhaps baiting either a challenge now or an S hook later. I doubt we're going to see that from Kevin, who, by my
No, no,
understanding, knows a lot
probably
of
not.
words and a lot of things. But that's what Josh decides to do. Maybe if you think there's a
Oh, and he
possibility to
draws
get a
into
turn.
the X, but
Oh, here comes the
no
fire
obvious X
department.
bombs.
Noah, you're going to fly solo again for a minute as I go talk to some
Oh
firefighters. I'll be right back,
no.
y'all.
Okay. Oh, geez. All right. Well, he has to take a break from talking to us and instead talk to the fire department. Apparently, they're all important, leaving us. But we'll make do. Um. Anyways, Kevin. Uh. Again, in not the best situation. He is going to play carry, which gives him a good lead, scores well, and opens up the board to boot. So not terrible, but Josh drawing the X. Likely not going to be playing it this turn from a first look see at this board. Matt Cannabis. Yeah. Yeah, we all know who really set off that fire alarm, don't we, chat? Yeah. Uh, chat can be funny sometimes. You guys are pretty good. Kalus, that's not how my name's spelled. Don't. Oh gosh, Kalus. I can't be associated with a. Um. Anyways, let's talk about the Scrabble as the Dex does get played. Yeah. You know what? After looking at it again, the leave of TNC, and I didn't notice the XED hook. It's getting late. And yeah, that's the best play probably. Uh, how has it come that me, a 1600 rated player, has become the solo commentator of nationals? I do not know, but here we are. As Kevin, not I would probably play something stupid, stupid phony like airfall. I like compound word phonies when I go for phonies. Unfortunately, that'd be challenged immediately. Josh would know that that's not a word. So
Okay. Hey,
yeah.
I got a word of
How's
advice. If you're going to get chewed out by firefighters, at least make sure they're very handsome. These fellas were, but yeah, they told me I wasn't supposed to push that button.
they're all handsome.
So, anyway, my neighbor left her stove on. That's what it was. So, not the 420 that I
Wait,
got, but yeah.
well, all right. Neighbors left the stove on.
Yeah, or so she says.
Common likely story. Oh, as Kevin makes a pretty bold play there with Aleph, with numerous hooks to axed,
Including one that he's holding on to.
including
Yeah, he's got the R.
But nothing with the J, right? No, I'm not seeing anything, right?
No, I don't see any good plays for Josh
Yeah.
in response to that. So Kevin going to dodge a bullet here, but he needs to open up
But
that.
I mean, Tint's pretty good.
Kevin,
Kevin's
slams his
got
tiles on the
he's got a
rack and
blank
then
though.
picks
He's
up
got
a
a blank.
blank immediately. See, when you complain,
Hey,
you
I
will
can't tell
invariably
if
look
that
dumb,
last
right?
tile. Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Except
you
when
know
you
what? At least he got a blank. Honestly, the fact that he's got a blank and kept this game in the early stages with with the small plays and the exchanges, has rendered a decent situation for him based on his Tint is going to come down. Pretty clear play. It's going to score 25 points, I believe, if my math is correct.
Yeah, 25 points. Good play by Josh. You got to make that spot go away. And while you're not playing off the J now, you weren't going to be able to do anything great with it anyway.
Oh, I got a friend request on Facebook from Joey Kravchuk's girlfriends. Ooh.
Well, okay.
Oh, wow.
So Josh playing, holding JEN. Kevin, of course, picks up the 2 U's, slams his tiles down in frustration, draws a blank immediately afterwards. But Unjular, the 1/7 in this rack, not going to fit.
I actually know that word. For some. Oh, well, actually, that's a kind of a common word to spot. Is ungular good?
Ungula is good. I think it takes the R.
Ungular is good.
Yeah, ungular and ungulate. Okay.
So yeah, I memorized all the 7s that end in AE like 6 years ago for some reason, and I still remember them all for some reason. And a good amount of them take R's. Well, yeah, it's when it's the only thing you've studied, it's not that awesome, but it's fun because sometimes I can break out a really, really obscure word against somebody who knows that I know no words. But anyways,
Kevin's best plays here to unload those U's. He can play quad or quaff from the queue, which are wild plays. After Kevin got bonked by Bunko against Ori earlier, probably not wanting
as Laud comes down, no.
or
Quaz would
is
be
clearing away his best option.
Quite bold, but it does give Josh Hodge next turn, which will be nice scoring, but we'll set up the eye hook, of course, but I still think it's probably the best play.
All right,
or maybe
so comes down. 101 point lead for Josh.
He might opt to hold on to the J. And just
Hodge
as
plays
he's setting up
alongside
Pine.
Hodge and UHDA, 37 points, but the big back hook of Haji. Josh not holding it. 4 unseen eyes, 2 blanks. Last thing you want to do is play
4 unseen eyes. Wow.
Let Kevin bingo. So perhaps Josh makes a different play, something like HAEN alongside.
As Kevin picks up the other blank.
See, all you got to do is get frustrated and think about how you never draw anything good, and then you draw all.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good to draw both blanks, but it's when you gotta off them both in one play, it's gonna be hard for him to come back. There are 3 S's, but Z, X, Q, all gone, and J we know is gone, but not him. No, we'll see what Josh decides to do.
I think
Knowing the amount of eyes left in the pool, yeah, I think
HAEN is so good. You don't want to hold that J
I like
another turn,
HAEN
but you
too.
know
Yeah.
it's already the past tense, I believe. So no hooks on HAEN. Good and defensive. J can help you score points next turn. You don't want to play Hodge. You don't want to play Henna, HENNA. Maybe you could consider Jihad, JEHAD to the D. But I think
Mm,
definitely Heian, the best play for Josh. I think he thinks the same, and he's just going to take some time
I
before
agree. Yeah.
play.
Well, he's looking at his tracking sheet, thinking about it. He does have a big lead, but I don't think spread equity makes a difference. He's just thinking about winning percentage, and he puts down the HAEN.
Yep,
Yes,
yep. I
and
like this play. Good choice.
very agreeable. That best play there.
All right.
Um, I liked Taj a little bit at first, but don't. I did. HAEN, to my knowledge, did not take. That did. I didn't know it didn't take an S.
Okay.
And
Well, yeah, it's a past tense of HAE, which is a weird archaic spelling of have, I believe.
as Josh draws into Yanana, if it doesn't get blocked,
Yeah, yeah,
which it
that's going to
likely
be
will.
big.
Oh well, if Kevin decides to do an 8 with starting from the N or the D, then it will be
Kevin
blocked.
has a ridiculous 9 that I've never seen before in my life, and hopefully will never see
Really?
again, between the disconnected I and R with a blank of an F and a blank of a T.
Oh wow. And this is not a common word at all.
Not at all. The word is
Okay.
Fioritura. Fioritura.
Oh God, I just got a seizure trying to spell that in my head.
That'd be a wonderful play. Open this board wide open to try to let him bingo again.
Fioratura.
Fioritura.
Fioratura.
And it takes a
Fioratura. Sorry. That's terrible.
Okay.
I apologize immediately.
Kevin,
It
maybe
takes a
you want to think
Becky.
about exchanging a blank at this point, honestly. You're going to need 2 bingos to get back in. Your bingos here suck, and your rack is so good that you're sure to bingo next turn if you exchange a blank. Exchanging a blank is wild, but I think potentially, maybe on a tight board,
I
the
don't
best
know
way to
about
get back
that.
into this game.
I don't know if I would. I'd probably just bingo now. I wouldn't even consider. Are there? I didn't even know of scenarios where exchanging a blank in mid game um, can sim well. Mostly because I don't use Quackle very
I
often.
mean, I don't know that it sims well, but it makes sense. It's your best way to get back into
Oh
this
no!
game.
Well, no. I mean, if it would sim well in any mid game scenario,
Yeah,
I didn't know that that was a thing.
if you play a sad bingo, his highest scoring one outraise for 69 to the E in hand. Okay, board's closed, both blanks are gone, you're dead, right? You can consider
Yeah,
playing
but you lose
style
it. You
bingo.
lose the turn down by 130 points. It's like,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I
it's
don't know
just a
that
tough
exchanging
spot
a blank
either way.
is actually right, but if there's ever a time to do it, it's this one. I don't think it's
I
right,
would agree
but
with that statement.
the other fun option he has is another 9,
Japanese.
Sudatoria, Sudatoria. Throw this board open in 2
Oh
separate
man.
ways. String a triple triple. Okay, but that's also a ridiculous word. I'd be looking to play something like Dinosaur. Open this board up, play through the N and hand, open a triple triple, create
Mhm.
some volatility. Yeah, I'll probably lose, but I'm probably going to lose no matter what I do. So trade you blank maybe Dinosaur, or if he's randomly
Just something high variance, yeah.
Fioritura, I guess would be a good play too. But at this
If he
point, honestly,
finds
just gonna
that,
roll over and die. Outraise coming down.
and he's gonna play outraise, yeah.
Yeah, sadness.
And no, I mean, we got some a pretty close board, unfortunately, but things can happen. I know that's a riveting piece of commentary, but things can happen. I'm not wrong.
Sometimes things even do happen.
Sometimes they do. That's an excellent. Oh man, you and we're saying great minds, man.
That's why they're paying us the big bucks here. Speaking of big
Yeah.
bucks, Josh has a fun play. Down from the R and out raise, RAJ. 31 unseen, only 1A, and now no blanks. Josh would hold an A for the back
Ooh.
Raja. It's unlikely that Kevin has one, but when you're in a commanding position like Josh is in,
Variance
and
wise, I don't know about doing that.
do you
Yeah.
take the chance? Obviously, it's going to be a really high simming play, but one that creates a layer of volatility that maybe you don't need to open up. So you could consider just playing something like Jeep, Jeep, who's going to triple or bingo through a J in the 6th spot. It's not like somebody drew Tolaryev on stream earlier today or anything. Oh yeah, that did happen. But yeah, Jeep
Wow.
Jeep is a fun
But a
play.
jar comes
Raj is a
down.
fun play.
Yeah.
A jar, the nice, safe, boring
Yeah.
option for him, but there's nothing
And
wrong with
no,
that.
couldn't have. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Raj would definitely be a very high equity play with the amount of A's left, but not you gotta think about, just win percentage in general. And just Josh is gonna just do whatever he can to lock up a win.
Yeah, no, that's a fine play. Nice, boring, safe, unsexy, but that's what you do when you're up by, 60 points, now 90 points.
Boring.
Kevin does draw 2 S's, only 1 unseen to him. So potentially now Kevin will be able to set these up in a way that does something interesting. We will see. Let's try to get the unseen fool on display. See if Kevin is able to find a nice setup. He's also got good options in GEY atop the board on top of Alif for 39 or Yogic,
Yeah.
slightly more volatile through the O and out raise for 22.
Yeah.
He could also play GEY underneath out raise, making OY, putting that G out there for 24. All reasonable options, holding pretty well, and maybe going to help him get back in the game, especially with 6 E's left in the bag. I think a play like GEY in either spot could take your rack to a good place next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we look at the unseen tile pool, very, very E heavy, but we know Josh is holding 3 E's. Unknown to Kevin, of course, but yeah, we're gonna see Kevin try to be as tile scoring efficient as possible. What I mean by that is just playing off as little tiles while scoring the maximum amount of points as he can, as we see Koi come down instead of GEY.
Okay, that's a play.
Okay. No, I figured he'd do that. It also sets up an S hook with Koi's.
Yeah, I guess so. I would much rather score more points here. Now, even if you bingo, if you're Kevin, I don't think you're winning this game. You've got all the goodies now. You're probably going to get one shot to bingo with them. You need to score more points now. Not a fan of this play either.
As P comes down, the letter P, I think.
Yep. PEE,
was one of the definitions.
Standard, normal play by Josh. I don't think there's anything to dissect in that position. That's just what you do.
And this is just a stray bingo rack, isn't it? Unless I'm missing something.
For Kevin?
Yeah.
I don't see.
Not straight bingo. I mean, no bingo rack. No bingo rack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, am I freaking out? What's going on? Okay. Yeah. Kevin needs to open this board. There's a cool way to do so. Pierogi through that PIR. PIER.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little fit.
The leave is rather fast,
I think he's gonna play off a few tiles though. I think he's gonna do something similar to last turn and play off SO for a small amount of points. That's my guess.
David Firstman in chat. You know what Kevin should have done on the outraise turn? Thought for a while, reached in the bag to count, accidentally, quote unquote, tile out of the bag. That way he doesn't lose a turn. He gets the blank put back. He likely bingos anyway. Ooh, David, that's a great plan. The intentional
That's
overdraw.
such a good angle shoot.
Yeah. Wow.
No, but okay. Josh knows his angle shots. Angle shoots. So he'd recognize it immediately and call the director, unfortunately. But I don't know. Oh, it might be within the rules according to a chat member by the name of Cesar, I believe.
Yeah, that's Cesar in the chat. Josh with reorient on his rack, and any play that doesn't block that is certainly going to be game over. Kevin could play Adagio, which would block reorient, which would set up his blank, and which would score some points. Adagio, a very nice play, as is Pierogi.
Yeah,
Both of
as
these
is,
great
yeah,
options
no,
take
they're both
away
good.
plays for Josh. He's also got a neat little board forking play, AGO and CO next to COY. There are no A's unseen to Kevin. So if he plays a go, that forks the board into two bingo lines, a triple triple, and a spot to lay down a 7. A go is a great play for Kevin, and
Yeah,
there's nothing Josh
that'd
can
be a
do.
great find.
Now Josh is going to bingo with reorient and leave both of those spots available, or maybe Josh would have to
Yeah.
pass up. A go is so good, Kevin. Wow, 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 wow.
Though, does Josh block it just to prevent the triple triple
I think Josh
and
bingos to try to
forego
outrun the triple
reorient?
triple if it happens.
Well, I mean, if a triple I mean, it sets up uh triple O. I mean, what's unseen tiles? Yeah, no, okay. Um, I mean, I think if he were to play a go, I think Josh would actually forego reorients and just block the triple triple, lock up a win.
No, Josh would still bingo.
You think so?
Yeah.
You want to? I think I'd bet that Josh would do Toonie or something.
If Kevin finds, thinks through, and plays a go, and Josh foregoes reorient to bingo, I'll take a bite out of my hat. I won't eat my whole
Are
hat.
you serious?
Yeah, but I will certainly take a bite out of my rack if
All
all of
right,
those things
man.
happen.
I think no, I think it's something that Josh would do. I'm not saying it's the best play, but I'm saying I think it's something Josh would consider doing just to lock up a win. Because once he blocks that, there's still a bingo lane with the AY, obviously, but no, it's no triple triple. Just anything he can do to lock down a win, and that's gonna lock down a win for sure.
I think Kevin's going to play Yogi here, so my hat will remain safe. YOGI is what he's looking at. Open this board
A
up a
little
little
bit
bit.
scared about that.
And that would actually block reorient as well.
Or he might just play again. I'm judging by I think from what I've seen from Kevin so far today, I saw him play one other game. He might play GI under Kindar, which would be just a little bit absurd, but yeah, the small plays, like I said, he's looking to maximize points and maximize points with small amounts of tiles. With a play like that, which you can understand the logic, but knowing what we know, will not. And he does do GI. Yep.
Sad day.
Wow.
Pierogi, Adagio,
14 points.
Ago, all good ways for you to
And
get back into this game.
reorients, obviously going to come down. It sets up, OSE for himself, but or better, but reorient's just going to put this game to bed as he draws a U.
Yeah. GG. It's been fun. Good night,
GG
everybody.
indeed. Well, we're not going yet. Don't worry. We'll hang around and just shoot the breeze. Now we'll keep talking about the game, I suppose. I guess that's what we're here to do, right?
I guess we'll talk about the game. Yeah, we'll finish
I
it out.
guess.
Kevin
And both
using
of
his
these get
bingos.
drawn by Josh.
Mm.
V sticking, perhaps. No, probably not. Well, I mean, the board is a little bit close. If he, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time, but if he calculates something clever, uh, if he calculates, the scenarios in which the V's are unplayable, which is a lot, and my brain could not do that right now. Not only because I'm tired, but I lack the mental fortitude that these players have. Um, that's pretty much his only chance at making this even close, let alone winning the game.
EAU next to Heian, NE 5 points. Do it.
That's Yeah, no, I mean, it would certainly open the board, and I think Josh would certainly close it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a suggestion of gaseous, high scoring, for his rack, but OS is more than that,
Look,
and that's
look at
what
the
he's
pool
setting
for
up.
Kevin. Look at the pool. There's 14 unseen, 7 in the bag, only 3 vowels. You got to hold a couple vowels here if you're Kevin. Even if you're not bingoing,
Yeah,
at least make this game more respectable. I think a play like issue, GIQIS, is reasonable. Even just is in that same
and then
spot.
he's gonna go
Hold your
OSC,
vowels. Hold your
play
vowels.
off few tiles again.
Or maybe you can hope that Josh has all consonants and make a play, I don't know, like TIS or something from the T. If Josh has, well, I don't
Yeah.
know. You're just dead at this point. But yeah, hold vowels. You don't want to play gaseous. You'd
Yeah, I
rather play
mean, listen, no, after this draw, he could make a strong inference that Josh drew both V's. Obviously, he's gonna get rid of at least one. Can he get rid of both here?
no, but he can play Vims for 39 points and leave one in the bag, or Vigs for
That's pretty
40,
good.
36 points and leave
But
one
if
in
he
the bag.
draws no but if he draws no vowels, possibly Kevin can make it a bit closer for sure. If he, I don't know, is there a place for where a stray V can go? I don't see anything. Or a stray, yeah, he'll just he knows he's pretty much gonna have to play Vims.
Yeah, he might get
Um,
V stuck here. He might be able to play. Yeah,
and
Vogue is still
Kevin
going to play.
blocks guanines for himself, of course, but Os was very high scoring play, obviously.
Yeah, I think if Josh plays Vims, he's still going to have Vogue through the O above and reorient. He won't get stuck. And Vims leaves one
Is
in the
oh,
bag.
Biggs instead of Vims. Interesting.
Okay, that's
Um,
fine too.
yeah, yeah, no, I guess that's fine. Is there a way in which VM is better in this? I mean, if he gets an E, he
I
gets
think
move with an
you might be
O,
thinking
so maybe
HM.
that's, or
Just hold
yeah,
the
that
HM
too.
together.
I bet he gets vowels here, and it's gonna be just, and at this point, it's impossible for him to get stuck if he doesn't play stupidly. So
Yeah, Kevin could fish his U here. He'll draw into some bingos, and Josh not going to have an easy
maybe.
time. I'm wondering if Kevin can bingo down from the S in Vigs and draw bingos with the Koi's spot. For instance, if he fishes in a U and draws an R, he'll have what? Ensnare, Insaner. Both of those are going to play. Stay9 would fit as well with a U fish if he picks up the T, and that's actually what's in the
Yeah,
bag for him is a T. So fishing a U or fishing the tee off as well. He draws sinuates in both spots. So if he fishes his N, he'll bingo out with sinuate. Yep, that's what's going to happen
yeah.
here. Either sinuate
Mm-hmm.
or sinuate. Going to save some spread. Josh shaking his head because he knows now there's nothing he can do about this out bingo. But bingo going to be far too little and far too late. So I think Kevin
Yeah.
squandered several opportunities to score points in this game, trying to get a little too aggressive to bingo to keep his leave in range or to get bad tiles off his rack, missing some creative ways to open the board as well. And Josh, I think, playing a very
Mm-hmm.
solid game to put this one away without drawing any blanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, anyway you slice it, Josh is going into the latter end of this tournament as the leader. Um, since Jackson lost last game as well, right? Am I?
Yeah, yeah. Jackson
Yeah,
lost
yeah. I
last round.
commentated that one, I
You
think.
were actually here for it. Yeah, that you saw it.
Yeah, yeah. I saw it. Yeah.
So Josh
Anyways,
needing to block the higher scoring of the two bingos, sinuates down from the S. He'll let Kevin play for the lower scoring play underneath with
probably
Coys.
just shover or something.
Yeah, Shrove scores 3 more than Shover, but does the
Oh,
same
Shrove
thing.
scores 3 more, yeah. Yeah.
So I think Josh doing the math now, like I'm probably 99% sure that Shrove is a word, but if it is not a word and it gets challenged and Kevin bingoes out with sinuate,
Even even so, Would it even?
Yeah, Josh is still going to win the game by 29
Josh would,
even if he loses this turn.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Grove is the best end
Tough,
game.
just tough. Very sad. No, I think the crucial mistake early on was just letting Josh get 3 turns in a row right off the bat. He exchanged twice to start the game. And that's just and especially exchanging twice in a row. And there's a difference between sunken cost fallacy and just not and just that the point is not a fallacy. Just exchanging twice there, it was just I think that was his biggest mistake, honestly.
And again, A, it's hard to play on stream. B, it's hard to play 21, 28, 31
Oh no,
Scrabble
absolutely
in a row.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
we're not knocking Kevin, but I definitely think
Kevin played a great game
could
earlier
have done
too.
better. There's no way I ever would have seen Monopole as Kevin did a few games ago to beat Jackson.
Oh my god, that was an unbelievable find. Yeah. For those of you who didn't see, Kevin found Monopole with a blank through an O, which was and as Shrove comes down, and Kevin will play Sinuate to go out, and that'll be curtains. Josh will have the win and go into tomorrow possibly up to well, what could Jackson's at 14-6, right?
Let me take a look at the standings, see if Jackson scores. And no, Jackson versus Ian is still pending, but depending on the outcome of that, a Jackson win puts Josh 1 game clear of Jackson and at least 3 games clear of the rest of the field. A Jackson loss puts Josh 2 games ahead of Jackson, 2 games ahead of Jackson and 3 games ahead of both Kevin and Ian. But Josh now certainly in good position to make those finals tomorrow, as he'll be 2 or 3 games clear of many of the other contenders in this field. It would take a very bad day, probably
maybe cut to some audio here.
Yeah, 2 and 5 or worse. Yeah, we'll cut to the over the board audio. See if we can hear Kevin and Josh in their banter.
Because I was very strongly considering clubbed instead. Let's see anything else. Yeah, no, you needed like 2 bingos in a row.
Choose. LAUD, keeping UR.
UR blank.
So no spot for it. MD.
Oh wow.
And then I draw the other blank.
And you don't want it. You need it
When I saw
later.
the second blank, I thought, oh, that's actually bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like I'm gonna get a real cheap 2 blank bingo when I need to get one and then another. So, that's good.
Well, rather boring post game, just a few questions, a few points. But Kevin, not one to post mortem quite as much as some of the other guys. Also, a rather quiet guy in and of himself.
Who just played a depressing game too.
Yeah, rather depressing game. Not too much to say. Very boring, and it felt over after just a few turns. With that, we're going to conclude our coverage of the Scrabble Players Championship for day 3. Once again, we will be on at 9 o'clock Pacific time, noon Eastern time. 7 more games, likely all NWL again tomorrow, to see which of these Division 1 players will make it to the best of 5 finals on Wednesday. $10,000 on the line for these players. Tomorrow, we're going to see some of the top players duke it out in some very high stakes, high stress games. We'll have me, Matt Canik, joined by Chloe Fatsis in the morning, and Morris Greenberg, I believe, coming on stream tomorrow afternoon, assuming we can get a few internet issues resolved. We're going to cut it there. To everybody who's been live with us on stream, following along, telling me what I'm doing wrong and pointing out great plays, thank you. I hope to catch you all back here tomorrow. To everybody watching online after this has been broadcast, consider getting into Scrabble, coming out to some of these tournaments, or if you've already played some, come out to some more. We'd love to have you. But with that, I'm Matt Canik, joined again by Noah Kalus, and we will conclude our coverage there. See y'all tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific.
Thanks, guys.